Welcome, parents and students and anybody else, to my virtual open house. My name is Mrs. Hudson, and I'm really excited to have you as part of my Woodlawn family this year. If you are watching this, it's probably because your child is in my sixth grade magnet ELA class. We will be doing a lot of reading, a lot of writing, and some Englishing too. We're going to be working on grammar and then some punctuation and basic skills that go along with that. Um, Sixth grade is a big transition. Sixth grade, middle school is a lot different from elementary school. So the students need a little bit of wiggle room to be able to transition and get used to everything at this new big school. So I like to do more paper pencil type activities with the students. Last year and the last quarter of the year before, everybody knows that that was a difficult time, what with the virtual learning and then the hybrid learning that we moved to, and always having meetings in Google Classroom, and the technology would fail when a lot of people were on it at one time and people weren't using their cameras and their microphones. It was just very difficult. And because of that, there are some learning gaps. So your students would have been in fourth grade when the pandemic first shut down the schools. And because of that, there may be a little bit of gap in between what they know and what they need to know. It is my goal this year to bridge that gap as easily, as cleanly, as completely as possible. I don't want to spend a lot of time remediating. I don't want them to get farther behind. So I'm jumping in with both feet, teaching the sixth grade skills, and I'm going to catch them up as the year goes along. So I appreciate your patience. I'm teaching the students some breathing techniques so that they can calm down and not feel so anxious and rushed and like they're behind. So we're all in this together. We're all a big sixth grade family, and everything's going to be fine. This is as I said, my name is Renee Hudson. This is my 24th year teaching. This is my 13th year at Woodlawn Middle School. This is my 12th year teaching sixth grade, and I have taught all grades from kindergarten all the way up through eighth grade. So I'm happy where I've landed. I'm happy with the students that I have this year, and I hope that we can work together, you and I, as partners in your child's education to get them where they need to be. Ultimately, that is successful, with money to pay their bills so that we can move them out of your house. That was my goal with my bio children, and that is my goal with my school children. They are my school babies. I'm excited that we're all back face to face. I am going to be planning a lot of hands-on paper pencil type activities. No group work just yet because, the pandemic, but we do have paper copies of the textbooks that we're going to be using in class. I don't want to ever have to have a Google Classroom meeting. Those didn't work out very well last year. Technology was glitchy, like I already said. So we're going to be doing a lot of hands-on activities. I will be posting some activities in Google Classroom from time to time to keep the students up to date with their digital practice, with their typing practice. But a lot of the work will be turned in on paper. We do have a digital copy of the textbook. The publisher, is called Savvis, and the Savvis website is not very user-friendly. It takes a lot of practice to navigate around that website. I will be having the students navigate that website in class just to give them practice with it. They also have to remember to be patient because that website goes down for maintenance a lot, which is why I want to do the textbook work on paper. Let's see what else. Please just remember to have patience while we're learning how to learn again face to face. It's going to take the kids a long time to get back into the swing of things. One thing that I am going to ask you to do is check the Parent Access Center frequently. I will upload grades a couple of times a week. I typically have close to 20 grades in English and also in literature by the end of each 9 weeks. And it's easy if we stay on top of zeros. If students don't turn in their work, it's a lot easier if we're staying on top of that and checking behind them. And while you all have a handful of children, you have one sixth grader maybe, I have 86. So I would appreciate, again, I'm going to say it, thank you for being my partner in education. Thank you for going behind your child if needed, and asking them what's going on. Nag them. That's what we parents do, right? We nag the children. Why is there a zero? Why didn't you turn in your assignment? Have you done all your homework? The planner that your child received in their homeroom class at the very beginning of the year, that is crucial for my class. Students write their homework down every single day. We have not yet had very many homework assignments, but there is one big one that is looming right now, and that is the summer reading project. Mrs. Robertson, our magnet coordinator, went over that with y'all in the magnet orientation and when y'all were going through the application process. So there's a list of 12 books. They are the Louisiana Young Reader Choice Award books. The students will have the opportunity in the spring to vote on those books if they have read 3 or more. But right now, we want them to pick one book, read it, understand it, and then there are 3 options that they can choose one project to complete to show their understanding of the book. They were assigned that back on the very first day of school, August 11th. They were told back then, and they should have written it in their planner, that it is due the Tuesday we come back from Labor Day. So that is September the 7th. The students hear September and they think they have a month to get that done. That's a week and a half from this open house. It's not next Tuesday, but the next Tuesday after that. So time really is creeping up on them. So please check their planner, make sure they have it written down and they understand how close that deadline is to approaching. Check them, nag them, make sure that they're getting it done for me. I appreciate that. I'm nagging them in class, and they'll probably tell you, Miss Hudson says the same thing every day. Let's see, the summer reading project. So the library is going to open probably for book checkout in the next couple of weeks. That's why we haven't had a whole lot of homework in my class yet. I need my students to read every single day. So that will be their homework assignment once our school library gets open and they're able to check out books. I'm not sure if we're having accelerated reader this year. We're going to find out that in a couple of weeks. Ms. Brown's going to let us know. But even without accelerated reader, I will be doing checkups every now and then for students to do little mini projects like book reports to demonstrate their understanding of the books. So they need to have a library book to read in my class every single day. Early finishers will just be able to take out their books and read. They will, once libraries open and we've checked them out, they will be getting 1 point every single day that they bring a library book to class. So I'll put that grade in every 2 weeks. It'll be a 10-point grade because there's 10 school days in 2 weeks. So every day that they walk into my classroom with a library book that they are currently reading, they will get 1 point. And then every night every school night, they will have an assignment to read for 30 minutes in that book so that they can get it finished. They'll have to complete a reading log for that. So check their planner for homework every now and then. That's part of a job that I ask for you to do as parents. The best way to contact me is email. I check my email first thing in the morning when I get to school. I check my email last thing before I leave in the afternoon, and I probably check it 4 or 5 times in between those 2 points in my day. So I check my email pretty frequently, and I can respond to you very quickly on email. Obviously not when I'm teaching a class, but when I don't have a class, or even if they're working on something independently, I can spend maybe a minute typing you out a response. But I will definitely get back to you on email. I will put that in the comments. It's rhudson@ebrschools.org. I've tried Remind in Class Dojo, and I'm just going to tell on myself. I'm going to be perfectly honest. I am not very good about getting on those apps at all. I do not set notifications on my phone. It's very distracting for my phone to go off, especially when I'm not at school. So I don't set the reminders, and then I forget to check Remind and Dojo and things like that. So I'm not going to be using those apps this year. If you want to have a face-to-face conference here at Woodlawn Middle, our school counselors set those up, so you can call the school at 225-751-0436. Ask to speak to a counselor about getting a parent-teacher conference, and they will be happy to set that up. A lot of times we will try to pull the entire magnet team in, so all of your students, teachers will sort of put our heads together. We will be in there. We would be glad to brainstorm and figure out what we can do as a team to help your student be successful. And that's all done through the counseling office. I think that's everything that I wanted to say. Again, thank you. Being a parent is the hardest job in the world if it's done correctly. So I appreciate all that you do, and it helps me out so much if you help me be my partner and try to stay on top of things. I will obviously do that. That is my job. I love my job. I love my students. They are my school children. I strive to be the mother at school that they don't have when they're here, so I'll be their school mama. I think that's it. I think I said everything. If you need to contact me, I'll put my email address in the comments, or you can call the school for a conference. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this very lengthy video. Your students will tell you that I do talk a lot, and I hope that you have a wonderful evening and a wonderful school year.